Welcome to the second episode of our Edifice series. We'll actually be getting to our own character creation in this episode, but before that happens, time for some more announcements.
As we mentioned at the beginning of our last episode, Devon did some beautiful art for Descent into Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
I will put a link in the show notes, or Ryan will, I guess. I don't know. I typed him up. He'll put them in there. Whatever. There will be a link in the show notes to their tweet about it. It is absolutely breathtaking. Ryan and I have gushed a few times about how much we love this game. And I was so excited to find out that they hired Devon to do some work for it. I was even more excited to find out that one of the pieces that she did is based off the amazing game I got to play with her at Acadecon.
Yeah.
So please take a look at it for no other reason than sometimes it's just nice to look at pretty things.
Yeah, that's got to be a cool feeling to see something that you helped create be put into a visual form like that.
It was so cool. And she was drawing stuff at the table while we were playing. But this visualization of our town and this builder and everything, like it's exactly how I imagined it, which I think is even cooler. So I'm thrilled. And so everyone should take a look at it because Descent into Midnight is a great game. Devon is a wonderful person, an amazing artist, and just like go look at pretty things with your eyes.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And speaking about things that we love, we are in the month of February, the month of love. And the One Shot Network is currently doing a giveaway to win a free advertisement, which is a shout out on campaign or one shot. They are giving that away to someone who tweets about their favorite network program using the hashtag OneShotHearts. James will be judging entries based on 4 criteria. Hearts, how many likes or retweets you have, earnestness, you're really being genuine, creativity, you do something fun and interesting, and communication. Someone says they'll listen to a show after your tweet. We would love to hear from you about our show or any other show on the network, so feel free to tag your favorite one-shot show with the hashtag OneShotHearts on Twitter.
Everyone, Acadecon is back.
Woo!
Woo! So instead of us just gushing about it for several minutes, I'm going to read the official, paraphrased, I love you, Michael, blurb that Michael wrote. The convention is going to be held November 8th through the 10th this year. It's hosted by the RPG Academy podcast and their network. It's a gaming convention that focuses on role-playing games of all types, so not just D&D or Pathfinder. Mm-hmm. It's a place to learn about new games, either new to you or new to everyone. We've done some playtesting. Ryan, you playtested Chimera there last year. Yes. A lot of people bring their games to kind of just try them out. It's super fun. There's even more to do there. You have live shows where some podcasts do recordings. We did one on character creation, which was so much fun. There are seminars on certain topics, including running RPGs, designing RPGs, kickstarting projects, self-publishing, all that kind of stuff. And I think, honestly, one of my favorite things about it is that because it is a small con, about 500 attendees last year, your ability to spend time with content creators and the people that are there as special guests is so much higher than it is at something like Gencon. Not that I don't love Gencon, but I think that you have a unique opportunity to sit down and talk to all of the people that you're like super jazzed to meet. I know that I got to play in a game with Katrina Ostrander last year, and that was so cool to me. 2 years ago, before I was on this network, I got to sit down and play test Dungeon Dome with James and have a chat with him, and that was really exciting for me. I know a lot of people said that to us last year, that it was exciting to get time to kind of chat with us. It's just like everybody's kind of mingling together. Mm-hmm. I call it the friendship convention because I think that you're there to just hang out. And
that's pretty accurate, yeah.
Yeah, at this point I am now no longer reading Michael's copy and I'm just gushing, which I said I wouldn't do. The point of all of this is to say it's a great place to hang out with people that you are interested in talking to. It's a great place to play games. I think the last 2 years I've only signed up for 2 games and I've still managed to be busy the whole weekend. But all of that said, the Kickstarter for Acadecon is going up March 21st and will run through April 20th. The Kickstarter allows them to ensure that the con can happen. They need the funds to cover the deposits for their space and pay for printing for their badges and bringing guests and all of that kind of stuff. So you'll be able to buy badges after the Kickstarter too, but if the Kickstarter doesn't fund, the con can't happen. So we really, really encourage you to take a look at that. We will put a link to it in our show notes once it is live, and we will keep talking to you about it because honestly, it is my favorite convention. So there's discounts for people who want to GM games. So if you're worried about cost and that kind of stuff, that's certainly an option. I think for the price, it is one of the best opportunities to hang out and play games with people. All of that said, Acadecon Kickstarter, March 21st. Actual Acadecon, November 8th. You can do it. Please be there. It's very good.
It is very good. I love it so much. Speaking of conventions, though, one more notice that we will be at Gencon. I will be running some playtests of Chimera, and Amelia will be running a brand new L5R adventure that she is writing. Ooh.
I'm so excited. I've been working on it recently, and I'm so excited about it. And you guys know that I don't run games. I'm very nervous. I kind of tried my hand at GMing a little bit recently, and I've learned that writing my own adventure is the way that I want to go. So Tanner has been helping me work on that. And oh, guys, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. I'm very excited.
That's awesome. And also, we will be doing several panels, either together or not together. So keep an eye out for all of that. We would love to see you there.
Ryan, review time?
I believe it's review time.
Review time!
Yeah.
This one comes from Peter, with 2 R's, on Stitcher. It is titled, I Like This Podcast. I listen to this show while at work. I enjoy the voices and diversity of the people they interview. It's a nice way to get acquainted with the different RPG systems as they interview people from varying settings and games.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Short and sweet and very to the point. I like it. I love it. Very good.
Especially when our cold open is as long as it is this week.
Oops, sorry. I was very excited.
That's okay. We love excitement here. All right. Well, with that out of the way, let's get on with the show. Last time on Character Creation Cast, Devon, Amelia, and myself were finishing up figuring out some details for our own edifice. In this case, we were going to be building up a child from birth named Clairvoyance, because she is the first god reborn, heralding the return of the gods in the world that we're creating. Let's pick up right where we left off last time. Enjoy the show.
Yeah, so Clairvoyance is her name. As our I keep saying godchild, but that means something other than what I'm saying.
Right.
Child god.
Our child god.
There we go. Our child god. So she's our edifice. We're going to build her up and raise her up right. So we have to list 3 external forces trying to hinder the construction of the edifice, which means that we have to figure out who would try and stop us, because these need to be resources that we can pull in when things go bad to be like, why did this go bad? Oh, it's because of X, Y, and Z. I think we need like a godly bad guy and an earthly bad guy and then like a big earthly bad guy.
Yeah, so I was going to say, I think that there's like some city-state or something that like maybe like originally had a claim on this area, like before the ley lines moved or something like that.
I agree. So,
and then
this mountain has to be somewhere, and this somewhere has to be probably within one of these city-states. And it might just be like maybe it's a national monument type deal where, you know, like Mount Fiji is for Japan or something like that, where it's just like, it's like a national landmark that everybody knows and loves because of its distinct shape. And it's
something always seen from a distance and always depicted from a distance, but it's not necessarily somewhere you go.
Exactly.
It's from my home state. It's like the old man on the mountain, which fell off when I was a kid. So no one goes there anymore.
Oh, no.
So I was going to say, like, so I think that, like, if there's, like, this national, like, city, state, nation, whatever, like, force, and then if we have, like, a godly force, but then I also like the idea of having, like, some kind of, like, environmental force,
That's
like,
good.
something, like, internal to the mountain or something about the mountain.
What if it's a volcano?
I
I was going to say a volcano or, like,
like
possibly, like, the risk of an avalanche. Or,
I like the risk. I like the idea. I think a volcano might be too easy of an answer.
Yeah. What if it's not like traditional volcano? What if it's like,
or, like, what if the ley lines themselves, like, make the mountain
Yeah,
unstable?
yeah.
Like, there's a risk of earthquakes or something
Yeah.
like that because, like, if the magic, like, builds up too
What
much
if
or something.
this is an old building, and since we draw upon the ley lines, that destabilizes this mountain and this building, and we're always working to fix it up, and we never know when our running to keep up with it will not be enough.
Yes.
So
I like that.
then we need a name for the place that we're staying. And
you just, I don't know. I'll throw this idea out there because it just blew by my mind when you said building. What if the mountain was constructed in the past and the whole mountain is actually a device that is a weapon and we don't know it?
a weapon
Like a city state,
or the gate.
maybe it's unclear.
Yeah, maybe we don't know. That might be a thing where it's like we don't know until the ending or near the end when all of a sudden we go, oh, this prompt makes sense. We have to use this prompt because it has to be a weapon or it has to be a gate.
Yeah.
So we can keep that open that this mountain is more than meets the eye.
Yeah, I really like the idea of the whole mountain being a built structure, but nobody knows that it's a built structure.
Like, it's been here for so long.
Yeah, it's been here for so long.
Maybe
everybody
that
thinks
is
it's just
built
a
by the
mountain.
ancients.
Yeah,
by
that's
the
what I'm
people
thinking.
before us.
Like super ancient and super technological, but like in such a subtle way that it looks like just a mountain with caves.
You can't go down the caves too deep because you'll encounter strange things.
Yeah.
So we're sitting on top of a landmine. So we need a name for the temple, or it doesn't have to be a temple. I don't.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it being almost like a manor, like an abandoned manor or something, or an old keep actually. But we need a name for the keep. I like the idea of title, the name title for the city-state, but tidal as in like the tide. Mm-hmm. So like a tidal wave.
Like a tidal force, yeah.
Like a tidal force. That's a joke. Yeah. So like the city-state of Tidal is the one that we're in, and they are one of the more warlike people. The mountain, the keep. I feel like a really simple, like descriptive name is fine here.
So the keep is like the place where we're residing in this mountain, right?
Yeah, it's our like base.
Yeah.
So is it? I keep wanting to say like a flower, which is really dumb, but like Bluebell Keep is really dumb, or like Lily Keep, but for some reason that keeps coming into my head.
I think that, like, it needs to be some kind of, like, flower that grows in the snow.
Okay,
though.
I got you. I love flower symbols.
Is there a snowflower that
The only one I can think
would
of
be
is,
associated with like dreams or?
there's a flower called hellebore,
Hellebore Keep.
and it apparently, I googled flowers that grow in snow.
I'm just doing mountain flowers.
Known as Christmas roses.
Ooh. We could do hellebore. I like hellebore.
Yeah, it's HELLEBORE.
Okay, wait, hold on. I need you to spell that again for
Sorry.
me because I'm bad.
Sure, it's hell.
Hell.
Like the word hell.
Nice.
EBORE.
Oh, so it's just hellebore.
Hellebore.
HELLE, you said? Okay, and then title, and then clairvoyance. Cool. And so the last one, and so it's also maybe it's Hellebore Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Or just Boar Mountain or something. Well, we can figure that one out later. But we also need, that's not enough. We need one that's like a godly threat. So maybe that's the threat is the next person coming through. Or maybe it's like what if it's the, like the things that are associated with this deity that's being like, why are you raising this kid? Like, you know how, like, certain deities are associated with certain animals?
Yeah.
So, like, the Raven Queen is associated, of course, with ravens. So, like, maybe clairvoyance is associated with something, and we kind of have that Although I don't know. I'm not sure. I kind of like the idea of, like, the next person coming through the gate or returning might be a threat. And, like, their presence and, like, the signs that they're returning aren't good. And we think it's, like, a bad
because I like the idea that, like, we don't necessarily know, like, what clairvoyance is. Because we said that, like, the whole reason that we removed this child is so that they would be shaped by the environment. So I don't think that we know all that much about her yet.
Yeah. So I'll just say... And I think the next gods, I think, need to be a threat. So I like the idea of just the oncoming deities or the heralds of the deities to come.
Yes. I think then we can use, your herald word. I think they are just called the heralds.
Yes. I'm sorry. I just really like heralds because it's very foreboding, but also kind of like it can be positive and negative.
Right.
So those are our 3. The next thing we need to do is we need to name... several NPCs, and we do about 3 to 5 is a good number. There's 3 of us, so 3 is perfect. But we basically come up with characters that are in this world, and we give them a name, and we also give them, like, their job, like what they do in the world. I like the idea of naming someone in this village below us. I'm not sure who, but I think someone down there.
I mean, I think it's probably like a shopkeeper that we get our supplies from.
Okay. What do you think we need them? Who do we visit a lot that would be important to us? Because it's best.
I mean, we need food.
I was gonna say like a butcher or something.
A grocer, or yeah. Well, butcher is fun because you can do fights in butcher shops that look really cool. So a butcher, and what is their name?
Names are hard.
They are Lily Debonair.
I keep thinking Cleveland because Cleveland.
No.
But I'm like, no.
How about Lily Instinctive?
Ooh, I like
Interesting.
it.
Her name is Lily.
I like it. Lily Instinctive.
Or we'll just do Lily Instinct. I think that's a little bit easier to say. But yeah, so we have Lily the Butcher. Again, Lily was stuck in my head. I was like, oh, gotta get that one out somehow. I think, is there anyone else living in this place with us? Or is it just us? I kind of like the idea of it just being us.
Yeah, I think just
I
us
kind of do too.
at the quote unquote sanctuary.
Oh, sanctuary is good. So we are the Hellebore. We are in the Hellebore Sanctuary.
I like that.
Yes, very.
Because that's
good.
also kind of has this kind of like a deity aspect to it. I like how paganistic this is about it.
It's very good.
It's good. I love that. Holds up my Mjolnir hammer. Very pagan. Love it. Yeah, I think naming heads of organizations is also important. So, like, we could name the general of the army of Tidal, of the city-state of Tidal.
I think that sounds good.
I'm just really stuck on the word lachrymose because I just really like it.
What does it mean?
Tearful.
Oh, that's a good last name then.
What is it?
But I don't think it's a good name for a general.
Maybe that's our other character then. Maybe that's our third.
Yeah.
I want to.
Go ahead.
Can I say that I wanted to have a character. The general's good. I wanted to have a character who is the technician that has the best chance of reactivating the satellites.
Okay. Maybe they live in this village.
Maybe.
Maybe they're here because they have the best connection. They're like, okay, so what if they're in an investigation team that's like looking for more nexuses, and also maybe if they find one of the really big nexuses, it'll be able to boost their ability so they can connect with the satellite. And we can definitely come against them because we have to stop them from finding it out, and then we have to stop them from figuring anything out. So they're like they're like the chapter 1 bad guys. Yeah.
Well, now I'm picturing that the mountain is the link to the satellite.
Oh, yes. I mean, it could be more than that. That's probably just part of it. But what's his name? The guy who's the technician.
Edmund
Lachrymose? Or Edward?
For some reason, Neil was popping in my head.
Sure. Neil Lachrymose. That sounds like an IT guy.
He does.
Technician. Cool. And then the general can be something.
Baleful.
Baleful is a good last name. Or first name?
Baleful.
I think Baleful's a good last name. It means deadly.
Yeah.
It's good.
Reminds me of Balefire. Wheel of Time reference.
Dim Baleful. Maybe. Like a dim light. I don't know. That might not be. We can go for just a random name general.
I like Rex.
Rex.
Very
like
antagonistic name.
Yeah, I was gonna say just
Kind
put
of
that right
like-
on the
I was gonna say I really like Noir.
Noir Baleful. That's like really
Noir.
over the top. How about Rex
very good.
Noir Baleful? How about we just go for all of them?
All right.
Rex Noir.
Rex Noir.
Rex Noir.
That's really
Like
good. Can we
all
do
one name.
Yes.
Rex Noir
Yes,
Baleful,
Rex
but
Noir.
he goes by Rex Noir, and Rex Noir is hyphenated. He's Lin Manuel Miranda. It's Lin, right? Is that where's his hyphen?
Yes.
It's the first.
It's in his first
Right.
name, I think.
That's awesome. Rex dash Noir.
Yes.
Rex Noir.
I love this. Okay, so we have our characters. We kind of know the naming convention, which is all over the place.
It's good.
No, it's good. Diversity. It's good. It's good. You don't want to have one world with all the same naming convention. That's boring.
This isn't Star Wars. We have more than one biome in our.
I mean, I'd love to have a chat about like why that's actually a good idea, but also really dumb at the same time.
Right, like scientifically, it makes no sense. I like it as a concept.
Yeah,
it's
but
good,
storytelling wise, ingenious. But
Right,
also, like,
brilliant, but-
you can have more than one. It's okay. I promise you.
it won't break it.
But yeah, you can walk from one place to another, and it's a different one. It's you can show other sides of Naboo that aren't beautiful. Okay.
No, you can't.
Okay, so the next thing we need to do, we're basically done with the structure sheet. The rest is story. And actually, if we have time, I would love to chat about, like later, I would love to chat about what these story points might look like, what these prompts how we might interpret them.
Absolutely. Like, I think one of our questions, like, later on in one of our parts is, like, how do you think this group would fare? And so, like, in cases like this, we would probably talk about, like, how we think this would go.
The answer is,
does
I don't know how we would fare, because it's completely decided. It completely decides not only how you roll dice, but a big chunk is how you want to spend your points. And if you are...
Oh, no. This is just the part where we make up our fan fiction about how we wanted this to go.
Okay, which is well. We did really good. We interpreted it perfectly. We're amazing. Okay, so the first thing that we really need to talk about, the first thing we ever deal with when creating characters is the archetypes, because that's the core of your character. You can do it one of two ways. You can either draw randomly. Also, another thing, you only get one of each archetype in a group. You're never allowed to double up. Because if you have two allies or like two buttresses, like you don't need that. It's a superfluous character. And like if you're writing a book, you would cut that character.
Plus, it makes more sense.
Yeah. So you can either choose them or you can choose them randomly. That's what the cards are for. I suggest choosing them randomly because it's more fun to be like to work your character around that. But that's up to you guys. I'd also say that if you're ever playing this for the first time and you don't really want to run into inter-party conflicts, like you don't really want these characters to ever be at odds with each other too much, then I would always remove the turret and rafter cards, because that's the betrayer and the antihero, and that can create there's a potential for creating like more arguing and more like hard feelings if you guys aren't all okay with some people sabotaging people.
I think those were the two that I didn't want, but I was cool with absolutely everything else.
We can also, if you guys want to like randomly choose or like roll a d12, or like I can just pick one out for you guys.
Yeah, do you want to just draw cards for us? Because you have the cards with you.
Mix it up and draw one.
Do you want to shuffle them up?
Yeah,
Shuffle it up.
I mean, let's use those cards.
Let's do it.
And also, if you really don't want the buttress, or not, sorry, the turret, or the
We'll just draw again.
Well, we don't have to play the game,
Yeah.
so
that's fair.
so Ryan can deal.
You could also, one of the things that's really fun is you can betray your nature and be something that you're not, and don't end up with a lot of points, but you've kind of made your own way.
You've got a cool story.
Yeah. It just means that you don't have a lot of points and you kind of drove yourself into the ground, which I think is really fun and interesting. And it just means your character doesn't contribute as much necessarily, but it means that you sure made a decision. So I would encourage that. I think that's interesting because I think the chance of failures rise with that. Okay, so first one for... shuffling 12 cards is hard. First one for Amelia is the pediment, which is the romantic.
Aw.
All right.
You're like the one I didn't want. It's okay, now you can be famously married.
Famously married.
And Ryan,
Yes.
which is the lintel, the leader.
Ooh.
And
Interesting. I would have, like, if I had to pick, I would have put us the other way around.
if you guys want to swap, I got the creator, the threshold.
Perfect.
If you guys want to swap,
I
that's
like it.
totally fine. There's no rules for swapping, but like if you guys want to, it's not
No,
going to
I'm
break the
good.
game.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm great with this.
So traditionally, you would keep them secret when you play the game because there are certain ones that look similar in the beginning. So example, Buttress and Turret. Buttress is the ally. Turret is the betrayer. Look similar in the beginning, and then they diverge at 2 or 3, chapter 2 or 3.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and so like there are certain ones that look similar and you would act similarly, and the idea is you don't want to give it away. But after the first, the end of the first chapter, it tends to get pretty obvious, especially if you've played the game before and you know what questions people are asking.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna read these out loud to you guys, what you guys got, if you'd like.
Yes.
So, Amelia's, the romantic. I'm going to read you the pitch to it as well, because it has a little bit more information on exactly what the pediment is. The pediment is a romantic. They tend to trust their emotions and intuition above all else. You get a +2 to personable. Your relationship is to cultivate a romantic relationship with a character, which you earn 3 dice for. Your secret is to confide your secret in your romantic interest, 1 dice. Have a romantic interest confide in you, 1 dice. Your penalty is cause or allow harm to befall your romantic interest, lose 2 dice.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's all based around being romantically interested in someone and also making sure someone's okay. Because it's the lover. Which the joke on this is during the pediment was like in a lot of construction during like the classic romantic period. Like it was like the Roman romanticized like architecture was put up there, and that's why it's romantic.
Nice. I love it.
Which is really dumb. And then the lintel, stuff leans on the lintel and rests on the lintel, so that's why you have to hold people up. So
I like it.
the lintel, the leader, is where's the lintel? The lintel is a leader of the people. They want to see change in the world and are not afraid to influence events and people as they see fit. You get a +2 to keen. Relationship. Be considered the leader of the character group, 2 dice. Secret. Know as many secrets as possible, 1 dice per character. Penalty. Lose 1 dice for every character that takes more than 1 hit. And a hit is kind of like it's something bad that happens to your character, and you can choose to mark that instead of like a failure point. It just means that you lose something or something bad happens, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like you get hurt. It can also be like you are sick, or like you couldn't do this thing you really wanted to do, or like someone important to you was hurt, or I think like a couple times it's been like similar things, or like situations, or like you're in trouble and you can't do X, Y, and Z now.
Yeah.
So the idea is that you are protective of this group that you're leading, and you are going to lose dice if you allow people to take the hit for you because you're the leader. And then the creator, which I think is really funny that I ended up getting this.
I love that. It's perfect.
So this is the threshold. The threshold is a creator, inventor, and visionary. They want to be the best at what they do and make something utterly memorable. I get a +2 to keen. My relationship, I create a rival relationship with up to 2 characters, 2 dice per character. Because the idea is like, you get like a rival inventor or like a rival painter, or you get someone that you get to like play off of as a similar like creative person.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. You're supposed to find someone to have a similar relationship with it too. My secret is I confide a secret in chapter 3, 2 dice. My penalty is to engage in an act of destruction that is either physical or emotional. I lose 1 dice. I create, I don't destroy.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Which that penalty gets a little crazy because you can very easily destroy something and be like, oh wait,
Oh no.
Whoops.
Anyway, so yeah, you can just mark down what your archetype is.
Okay.
If you can't remember the architectural term that's associated, you can just put whatever. So let me know when you guys are ready.
I've got my archetype down.
So the next thing that
I just wrote it in my notebook.
Nice.
That's fine.
So the next thing that we're going to choose is our profession. And this is different than other games where you run around in your mercenaries and you fight people. You actually have a sedentary position that you do, and you go to work every day, and you do something, and you have a skill. And you actually, this is a pool of 3 dice that you can pull from, because the idea is that it has something to do with when you're, so like, I am thinking of playing a doctor.
Okay.
I love doctors. In like stories, they tend to be, it's like I love Bones from like Star Trek.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a garbage. He's great.
No.
I love fantasy and sci-fi doctors. I love clerics, and I love Bones. That's what I love. So if I'm making a roll, and let's say the crux of this, the way I would resolve this conflict is I have to heal someone, then of course I'm going to spend a profession die. Or maybe it's my knowledge about some kind of like anatomy or something, then of course I'm going to use it. I'm going to roll. Although I think mine's going to be a little off doctor, but very similar, and I'm very excited. So mine, if you guys don't want doctor, I'll take doctor.
All right.
Feel free.
That's fine. So how does that like work into your archetype? Does that like matter at all? Or is it just,
for me,
whatever you feel like?
It's kind of however you feel like, but it's informed by it. Because I was planning on doctor before I pulled the creator card, the threshold card.
Sure.
But now, because I pulled that threshold card, I'll just tell you what I was planning. I think that the creative aspect is this doctor interested in experimenting and possibly replicating or creating like old tech that helped people. And that's kind of their creative process, is like, I'm a creator. I'm going to create like limb replacements using old tech. Because I think that's important, and I have this knowledge of both the old tech and the new tech, and magic and science, old science and new science.
That's very cool.
Okay, so I'm just trying to think like what would be a good profession given my.
I have an idea for mine.
Ooh.
I'm thinking my character was a known musician or like a singer.
Are you teaching them music?
And well, I'm thinking either I'll probably
because I think we're all
music in the
tutors
village
to them in some way.
Yeah.
To clairvoyance.
Yeah, I think teaching like music and like creating music and stuff like that would be both beneficial, but also if I'm like a previously well-known artist, that would help me in my leadership position because of leading my groups of fans who have no idea what happened to me.
I'm down. I like this. Why is David Bowie hiding out here? He didn't die. He came to live here with us.
In our secret magic mountain. That is where David Bowie would be, is in the magic mountain. That checks out.
It sure is a labyrinth.
We solved it, you guys.
There's a labyrinth beneath the...
Yes, clearly.
I was pretty much picturing
There's probably some
labyrinth.
Muppets down there, too.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's the movie he's in, right? It's like Pan's Labyrinth or something. Yep. Yeah, okay, so I like that idea. My thing for you, if you don't have an idea, is we are here to support clairvoyance. So it would make sense for us, or at least one of us, to be a tutor to teach her. Yes. If you're interested in that.
I can do that. That's totally fine. I feel like kind of like a little bit, God, words are hard.
Which one of us would teach her sword fighting? Do we want her to know that? We do kind of want her to, like, defend herself, because...
Right.
But, like, I know...
See, but I, like, picture my character as being very, like, God, why can I not, like... Oh, my God, you guys, I can't do words.
I really like the fact that none of us got, like, the mentor, the foundation, or, like, parapet, which is the caregiver, which is, like, built to, like, make sure people are okay and take care of people.
Yeah.
I love the idea that we are totally unqualified to be doing this, but, like, there was a prophecy, so we have to.
Like, you've got, like, a mad doctor, a disgraced musician. And,
yeah, I mean, I really want to be, like, kind of a hippie.
You're, like, the equivalent of, like, a druid. So you know how, like, in Dungeon World, you have the ranger?
No, but
So in Dungeon World, I've been reading the book. It's been like 2 pages a night, and it's taken me like 5 months. I picked up a B-Fig in September, and it's taken me until now to be almost done with it. So one of the things that it does is that when you play a class in Dungeon World, you are that class. Like there might be other, if you're a cleric, there might be other priests of this god, but you are the cleric. Capital T, capital C. There's no other cleric like you. Mm-hmm. You are the one with these special powers. You are the one who is the coolest, bestest person of that. Mm-hmm. There might be other people that have a similar power, but they don't have the power set that the cleric has. They have their own. Gotcha. So you could be that, but like something similar to that, but like the ranger, where it's like you know how like Strider.
Yes. So I feel like I'm picturing something softer.
So maybe the druid.
Yes.
Oh, you're a witch.
Yeah.
You're a witch.
I like that.
I like that. That's good.
Yes. I like that.
Oh my god, we're gonna raise this child in our hippie commune.
Yeah, I mean that's what I want. Like, yes, our Hellebore sanctuary, the hippie commune.
In very small letters underneath it.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I'm imagining that, speaking of defense, we probably teach her like a defensive form of, just protective martial arts, nothing weapon based.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to say, I think something like something similar to like jujitsu, which is all about using other people's body weight.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Not like that exactly, but this world's equivalent of it.
Yeah, fantasy jujitsu.
Mm-hmm. Yes, a science fantasy jujitsu.
Yes.
Yeah, which jujitsu is really fun and cool. I took a couple classes, and because I'm tiny, so. You should probably learn how to throw other people around. And I was like, that's valid.
Yeah, I would love to try it at some point.
It's fun. I've done taekwondo, karate, and jujitsu, so I've had a smattering. My favorite was taekwondo because I got to kick really high. So the next thing is secrets. So I think we should talk and we'll discuss these secrets and come up with them in the open. When you really play this game, you don't tell your secret. The idea is that these are genuinely secret. They're not even like, oh, it's meta-knowledge secret. No, we're talking like these are secret because there's no GM, because there's no whatever. It's entirely up to you to stage this. So it's best if it's hush-hush.
We should probably come up with them silently to ourselves, and then once we're all done, reveal them.
That's good. Although I'd like to read a couple of...
Well, we can read examples, yeah.
Examples, yeah, because, like, coming with the secrets for me is always really hard out of nowhere. Yeah. But, so here we go. There was an accident, and I'm at fault. I'm in a romantic relationship with someone I shouldn't be. I'm related to someone important. I'm part of an organization. I'm keeping someone safe, which is actually something we're all doing. I'm hunting someone important. Past failures were all my fault. I'm not who I say I am. I have access to knowledge that no one should be able to know. I'm on the run. And the idea is that you would take something like that and you would make it your own. So you wouldn't say, I'm on the run. You would say, like, I'm on the run from, like, title, which we all are. But you could be specific and talk about why.
These are secrets amongst ourselves instead of, like, secrets to the world, right?
Yes, these are secrets that we haven't told anyone that, like, none of the players will know. Like, NPCs could know. And, like, the world could know, but the idea is these players, these people you're working with don't know this about you. Mm-hmm. So, like, your fan base back in, I don't know, main guy city could know. But we don't.
Uh-huh.
So do we have to work off of one of these, or can we just, like, make
No, you can make up whatever. That's just, like, things to get you started.
A place to start. Yeah. Cool.
Because I didn't have it in there, and, like, at first, and there was a lot of people being like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, I'll get you some examples. But a fun secret. The first time I ever ran the alpha game, the reason why I knew I liked secrets was the first secret that ever got revealed in a game I ever ran of this was I can't read.
Oh.
That was their secret, that they can't read. And I was like, is this Trist? Like, oh my God.
Yes. This is Trist Valentine. Why is he in this game?
It was a bird person too. It was like a bird person was like, I can't read.
Oh, I love that.
It was really good.
I think I know what
I'm done. I already knew what it was going to be. because I've been building this character in my head as we've talked. I'm a GM. I'm really good with coming up with characters on the fly because my players are like, oh, it's time to go in here. And I'm like, time to come up with 40 characters off the...
Do you have your secret, Ryan?
I do.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
I drew your card first, Amelia.
Okay. I'll go first. My secret is, I'm going to say that I am devoted to a different god.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh. Okay. Who's next? I'm
Ryan.
next? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I went into hiding because I was able to interface with ancient tech, which hurt somebody I cared about but kept me safe.
Oh, I like that. Mine is also an old tech one. Ooh. One of my limbs is an old tech replacement. That's why I know it can be done.
Ooh.
I love it.
So at some point that would have come out either in play or as a talking point.
I came up with a name too for my person.
Oh, who's your person?
Oh, yeah, we didn't name our people.
We can get to the... I name people last. That's why I haven't come up with a name.
Oh, I know I usually do too, but like I'm going to need a lot of time to think.
Start thinking. All right. So the next thing we have to do is our fault. As I said, faults might be going out, so don't worry about it too much. Faults, they're just basically the 7 deadly sins, except without lust and gluttony. Gluttony because that's kind of hard to show at the table and can be rolled kind of into greed, and lust because that can make things awkward.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm not...
And you already have a romantic.
Yeah, I don't want to... Yeah, we already have a romantic, which is already like, if you're uncomfortable with that, please pull another card kind of thing. But
totally.
Like, that's whatever you guys are comfortable with. Please play however you're comfortable. But I was like, I don't want to put that out into the world and know that there's definitely someone who's going to abuse that. So lust is not on the list. It's envy, greed, pride, wrath, hate, and sloth. So I added hate because I felt like that was a worthwhile thing. What a fault is it's something that you kind of like give into in kind of, I guess, like kind of like a moment of weakness to a certain extent. But it's when you use your fault... let me back up. You can draw upon your fault to add dice to a roll when you're trying to resolve a prompt. And they hurt you in the long run. They're actually taken off of your end score. So the idea is that you give into this, and yes, it gives you a point, and you roll the dice, but that dice gets immediately taken away. And when you roll ones, which are failures, you can actually mark off a fault to remove that one. So the idea is that your fault, whenever you give into it, whenever you are prideful, whenever you are wrathful, those things are going to inevitably make it harder for you in the long run. So it's short-term versus long-term benefits. I don't know if you want to keep this in, but I'm planning on changing it because I'm not in love with it. And I know you ask about like what's the weakest part later, and that's the fault. I know exactly what it is, and I need to fix it. It's a work in progress. My favorite always to go through is hate, because that's the easiest and kind of the broadest. But I'm going to try and do something else. Oh, I know. And you can just like circle whichever one it is.
Yeah, I'm going to go with envy.
Nice. Oh, a performer. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think I want to go with pride.
Oh, I was also going to go with pride. We can have the same. It's all right. Because both of ours is going to express itself differently.
Yeah.
But yeah, those bubbles that have like circles above it, that's what you're supposed to cross off as you, because you only have 10 to spend, because you can't screw yourself entirely over.
Right.
And just to give you, to talk to you a little bit more about this character sheet, the hits over here are ones you fill in as you go. Whenever you spend dice from your character sheet, from your qualities, which we'll go over, you will mark how many you spend, because that's going to be points later on. Because it's like the more effort, the more dice the more of yourself you give to this edifice, the better the edifice will end and the better you will end. Awesome. And let me make sure that I have the correct array for this. So for your attributes or qualities, I'm going to edit my own game because I wrote that wrong. All your qualities are dice pools, and they're going to start at 2 dice each. And then you get a +2 for your archetype, which if you forgot, I can let you know right now. The creator is +2 keen, so that's a 4 for me. Leader is +2 keen as well, and the pediment is +2 personable. So we have smart and charismatic people.
All right.
And you also get 4 dice to distribute wherever you want. So to describe what each quality is, agile is basically action, swift reflexes, quick thinking. It's physical and mental gymnastics, if that makes any sense. Keen is wits, information, or insight. That's like your raw brain power. Putting pieces of information together, knowing the correct information, etc. Personable is nature, charm, force of personality. It's basically charisma, but with a more fun word to say. And also personable has a more positive element that I enjoy.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a fun word to say. Also, so stalwart is perseverance, constitution, or raw strength. It's kind of like, it has a lot to do with your physical will. Whereas like keen is kind of your mental will, stalwart is your physical will, and personable and agile is your social and mental gymnastics. I'm going to put more.
And so you said they all start with 2. Then we get +2 from our archetype. And then we have, you said 4 to distribute?
Wherever you would like.
Okay.
I am putting them in interesting places, and I'm not sure. In this game, I'm not sure how it would turn out.
Okay, I got mine. I'm going to be putting, I've got 2 for agile. I start with 4 keen. I put all my points into personable. So I'm at 6.
Nice.
And 2 for stalwart.
Awesome. I'm at 4 agile, 6 keen, 2 personable, and 2 stalwart.
Nice.
Yeah. I was thinking Dr. Inventor should probably be mentally agile in both information and like quick thinking. So. And then not strong and not good at talking to people. Because I like grumpy doctors. They're my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm going to do 4 in agile, 3 in... Oh, wait, no, that doesn't add up. Hold on.
You get a +2 in personable, I believe, because you're the... Right.
So that's 2.
Oh,
I just can't count. I lost
it
track
should be
of where I
14 in total.
Okay, that helps. 3, 6, 11. No, I'm definitely missing. Guys, oh my god. It's like 2, like my meds have long since worn off here. 3, 6, 5 is 11, and 2. Yeah.
So should add 14.
If you show me, I can
Right.
help you.
I think I'm just, I think I just can't tell if this is 1 or 2.
I had a soda like 2 hours ago, so my ADD is also starting to come back.
So I'm going to do 4 in agile, 3 in keen, 5 in personable, and 2 in stalwart.
Nice.
Got a couple personable people here.
I am not personable. The questions at the bottom we don't have to answer. They're just kind of, there's no mechanical reason. Those are just kind of like resources. If you answer them, you can pull them in. That kind of thing. Because a lot of these things that don't have a mechanical use are less for mechanical reasons and more for resources for you when you're kind of improving the scenes.
Okay.
So we don't have to
Interesting.
answer them, but I can read them out to y'all. What matters to you the most? What do you have with you from long ago? How do you think the edifice will change the world? And I think the bottom one is pretty obvious here.
Yes.
We think that this will bring back the deities and she will bring order again. Clairvoyance will be our vision.
Oh.
I love it. What a good name.
It's good. And then we have to come up with a name, which is also my least favorite part. Because I'm bad at this.
Oh, yeah, I lost track of that. I was doing that.
I went with Iriana Descens. She goes by Erie for short.
Oh, iridescence. That's good.
Iridescence.
Is that her stage name? Is iridescence?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's good. Does she have an old tech instrument?
Ooh.
Or maybe that's her secret instrument. Maybe that's the thing that she messed with.
Maybe it works like a regular instrument, but you can, if you were able to interface with it correctly, there's some old tech that works in there.
Ooh, I like it.
To do something cool, but instead it just hurt somebody I loved.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I like confiscate for a last name.
Oh, man. That's why she went into hiding, because she couldn't stand performing anymore with her signature instrument.
Oh.
because it literally was the thing that hurt the one she loved.
That's very good. Maybe like there is a concept of bards in this world, but they're people who play with the old tech. Mm-hmm. And
Ooh,
I
like
experiment with old tech, so maybe at some point, in order to resolve something, I could make you an instrument, and you could once again become a bard.
I really think the second question there, what do I have from long ago, is this old tech instrument that I haven't picked up since that day, because it just scares me too much.
This is very good. You could build this character up for very good character arc. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things, is like putting the character in a place where it's very easy for them to have a lot of character, like either go like deeper or like rise above it. Mm-hmm. It's very fun. I just kind of want to call this character Deny Confiscate, but also that's kind of like maybe a little too.
I have my name, I think. This might be the fastest I've ever come up with a name. My character's name is going to be Dahlia Luminous.
Ooh, that's good.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Dahlia.
This character generator just said that I should name my character Amelia, and I was like, no. No, thank you.
No, it's going to suggest Dakota.
Oh my god, I actually had a generator suggest a name to me it was like Dakota. It was like a noir investigator thing, and it turned out like Dakota Wright, and I was like, Dakota, how is your name in this? Is your name actually Wright?
Oh, that's a pun. He would appreciate that.
That's what I said to him, and he laughed. Okay.
I'm trying to think, like, what's a good name that could go with?
How about Marina Hermes? Because Hermes isn't a god in this.
Right.
No. I love it.
Okay. Their name would be Marina Hermes. I went with a slightly more similar. None of that. Marina Hermes, a doctor. And not very good at talking to people. And they have that limb from
Ryan, what was your name?
My name was Iriana Descens.
Oh, that's right. How could I forget
Iridescence.
Well, it's their stage name. Uh-huh. There's like posters somewhere called People in Town are big fans of iridescence.
I have a lot of like light effects in my shows and stuff like that, and it's very subtle light effects that make everything like kind of glow depending on the angle that you're looking at it.
What if you had like a big cape that was like beautiful like cut in a shape that looked like a beautiful iridescent like bug wing, but it was a cape?
Oh yeah.
And it like shimmered as you walked. That'd be so cool. Oh, you have that cape somewhere in your closet?
I love it.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I put away my stage cape.
it's good.
This is my cape.
I would like to say, so I feel like you wanted a softer character and yours is very bard. Maybe I'm the one that knows science fantasy jujitsu. Maybe I'm the one who's previously been like, maybe not like a soldier, but like someone who's had to learn things to be able to survive.
Explains how you lost your original.
Oh, well, I was a soldier and I lost it in the war. Well, I mean, maybe that's why I'm so jaded about the city-states and everything.
Maybe you're from the city-state that we're in now, because they're a more war-based state. So you might have some actual information about the way that they conduct themselves, which allowed us to get to where we're at now. Secretly.
Yeah, I can pretend I still have some of my like papers from being a soldier, so I can still be like, excuse me, I'm a captain and whatever, get out of my way.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, I've seen what they do and how they think, and I know that it is not a place I want clairvoyance growing up in.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot.
I want to make sure she grows up and is the most healthy and most intelligent person on this planet. And also, if she ever gets hurt, I'll always be there to stitch her back up again.
Oh, that's amazing.
So, this is my doter. Oh, I was going to say, are any of us the biological parents of this child?
Oh.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I want to say no as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I certainly am.
I was like, I don't think I am. I think that would put my character, I think that'd put them in kind of a weird spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I would say no to that as well.
Oh, how old is she as well?
Ooh.
I'm picturing fairly young, like 5 or 6.
And we've been here for about 5 or 6 years.
Oh.
Like, literally, we took her away as a baby.
Yeah, I think we fled here and put her in a manger, and then we cleaned this place up.
Uh-huh. And I'm thinking it's because her biological parent had passed.
One of her biological parents passed. One of her other biological parents is someone very important in title.
Ooh.
Or maybe the city stayed over or something, and they're pressuring title, or...
Yeah, I mean, I want that to be part of the conflict. Like, I know that, like, Ryan, I can tell, is like, no, we didn't kidnap this child, but I think that we did.
I'm 100% for kidnapping this child.
No, I think that the other parent...
the one that perished...
was the one who was like, no, get her out of here.
Yeah.
This is not a great place.
Oh, yeah.
What if you were her doctor?
Did you
deliver this child?
You delivered the baby.
Yes, I delivered this child, and I swore... I think I might have been I think I might be distantly related to her then. Like, I might be her like, second uncle or something. Because I think I was related to the person who was married to maybe, like, the arch baron or something of title.
Mm-hmm. I want to say, what if there was something, like, super unique that happened, could either related to the birth or not, that was kind of like the tipping point of the prophecy, like
the ley lines shifted.
Yeah.
And it wasn't their time to shift.
Yeah.
No one could have predicted it.
I like that. Like the moment that they came into the world, the ley lines shifted.
With her first cry, magic was breathed back into the world in the way that we knew it.
God.
Things shifted again, and now they are in order. An order that's waiting for her to grow up.
Oh my God.
This is so good.
When I get to say those things, I'm like, I am GMing this game right now. You are my players.
Yes. Sit down.
We have to play.
It's too late. We already shared our secrets.
Uh-huh.
We can't
It's a good time now. All right, so let me see. What else was on your list? I think we're done with character creation. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
Well, we've got the backgrounds all taken care of basically for all of our people, and we've got our characters created. That pretty much wraps up the first big part of our series.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We did it. We made these people. We made this place where they live. We made some terrible things.
Yeah, we'll see how the characters interact too, because we all have a lot of baggage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because some of us have got to be like super devout. Like I definitely am not interested in hearing people not be entirely devoted to this child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I wonder, like, how did Ryan and I end up, like, drawn into this then?
I wonder if it might be...
Like, Ryan's clearly running away from something.
Yeah, it might be like I was running away, and so were you, and we kind of met, and you happened to be someone of the old, quote-unquote, I guess, faith. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about that, saying that way, but of these past deities, and... We traveled for a short time together, and I eventually, like, revealed that that's who I'm carrying, and you were like, oh, perfect, I get to hide away, and I get to, like, there's a possibility of like, being important, but in a different way than I was.
I've definitely written music before all of this went down about this prophecy.
That's how I know the prophecies through your music.
Oh.
But I don't know that that's who you are.
Yeah.
I like the idea that, like, I have already been living it.
I was actually about to say that. I was like, you were the one who was keeping the keep together, and we went there because maybe the person who died, my like cousin or something, they told me to come here, and maybe they knew you,
right? Like maybe we were friends, or some kind of past relationship,
and it's all these coincidences that piled up together to lead us to this hidden ley line circular nexus that we didn't even know about until we got there.
Yeah. I mean,
I think that your music is about this prophecy too, partly because of your instrument.
Yes.
Yeah. So somehow clairvoyance is connected to the old technology. But also I want to say, to make this like super dramatic and like soap opera, it could be that Amelia, what's your name of your character again?
Dahlia.
Dahlia, which is a beautiful flower, by the way. Dahlia,
it fit my druid.
that's good. Dahlia could have been in like a very close, perhaps romantic relationship with my cousin, like before they ended up marrying. And so there is this element of blame of like, why couldn't you save them? And that can create tension between our characters, because that means that we both kind of have conflicting interests there.
Yes. Yeah, on top of the fact that, you know, this kid is a god that I don't believe in.
Also, I might be experimenting with things that are dangerous.
Yes.
Oh, God, we would self-implode and it would be amazing. And
Oh my God. I love these kinds of stories that have like this much like, I have been very not quiet for all the people that have listened to this show all the way through about the fact that I love intra-party conflict.
That's why I'm really sad we didn't
much.
get the betrayer. Because I'm like,
I don't know. It sounds like we've got enough.
hold on, do you want to hear the thing about, I want to read the betrayer to you and you'll understand why I say that it shouldn't be. So let me actually, the doc has a little bit more on the betrayer because the cards only have so much space. So the turret is a selfish character. They see their other characters as tools for achieving their own ends. You get a +2 to personable. Your relationship is you create as many friendships as possible, 1 dice per character. Your secret, gather as many secrets as possible and betray them, 1 dice per secret. Become suspect of betraying secrets. Your penalty is become suspect of betraying secrets before chapter 3, 1 dice per character.
Wow.
So the idea is that at the end, you just are a shitty person. You're just a bad person. At the end, you've like betrayed people's secrets and you have like turned people against each other. And at the very end, you're kind of revealed for who you've always been. And like that doesn't necessarily.
I love that. Although I feel like we kind of maybe have done that already.
I mean, that's why like it's nice to. That's why I kept the archetypes so vague, because I mean these were built off of these cards that said that all they said really was like the romantic, the leader, the creator, and these characters are now so much more than that. So they may follow these rules, but that doesn't mean that that's all they are. And also one of my favorite things is figuring out like which archetypes you personally are. That's really fun.
I really like that your archetype is secret at the beginning of the game too, because it just adds that extra little layer of discovery.
Yeah, and also when you start reading a book, you don't really know who the bad guy and who the betrayer or the ally is going to be quite yet until you reach about that 1/3 section. Yeah. Well,
it's interesting because you look at my sheet, you could kind of glean a few things like I'm not agile, I'm not stalwart. I've got 2 in both of those. So obviously I'm not one of them that adds +2 to those stats. And I'm assuming those qualities are quote unquote public knowledge.
Yes, the qualities are public knowledge. It doesn't really matter.
So I mean, you look at my personable, it's 6. So maybe I leaned into my +2 a little bit on that one. Maybe I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, they're supposed to be on character sheets, and I mean, like, usually it's not good etiquette to, like, lean over and look at other people's character sheets. But you're right. You could gleam it, but it's definitely the people who want to figure it out. And honestly, within a couple minutes of play, they'd figure it out anyway. So if you want to do that, that's good on you, but, like, don't ruin other people's fun who want to keep it secret. Secret. Yeah. Anyway.
Are such fun.
Yeah. They really are. I've got a secret. Secret.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Devon, so much for joining us for our Edifice character creation episodes.
Thank you for having me. It's been really fun.
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and remind people where they can find you online?
So people can find me at my website, which is www.devongeorgestudios.com. You can also find me at Twitter and Instagram at the letter D, so D George Studios. Those are the 2 places.
There you go.
Yes. And you can find, I think it's your pinned tweet right now
Yes.
is the beta
It's
for
either
this
the
game
pinned
too,
tweet
so.
at the top of my Twitter, but since that's not really permanent, your best bet is actually on my website underneath the projects page. Edifice is the very top one, and there's a thing that says you can find the beta PDF here, and you can just click on that, and there's a link to a Google Drive with everything you need. And honestly, if you play, please let me know how it goes, because I really want to know what you guys come up with. Just let me know what you think. Like, what's your favorite archetype? I want to know what people's favorite archetype is. That's the coolest thing.
Yes. Just tweet at Devon about your game.
I will yell,
Devon wants to hear about your game.
you about the game forever. I love talking about games and what people do and explore.
Yeah, and we'll put a link to it in our show notes
Awesome.
too, because it's, people will want to find it. And they can, and this one is for free right now. So
I'll probably leave
Free
the
games
beta
are
up
good.
for quite a while. But my final, I really want it to be a lot longer because there's a lot of stuff I want to cover that's more about, because right now it's, you guys can cut this, you don't have to put this in, but right now it's very bare bones, and I really kind of would like to talk about the idea of like how this mimics a book and how to lean into that, and role-playing and being nice about role-playing as well, and just fluff things out to give you a little bit more of an idea of what you're getting into.
yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of RPG books have that kind of stuff in there of here's, how to play this game too. Not just the rules, but
what feeling are you evoking, and how do I make you feel that feeling while you're reading it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, Devon, thank you for doing this. Thank you to everyone for listening, and please join us next week for our discussion portion.
Character Creation Cast is a production of the One Shot Podcast Network and can be found online at www.charactercreationcast.com. Head to the website to get more information on our hosts and guests, or even some of our character sheets. Character Creation Cast can be found on Twitter at CreationCast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Bolter, and I can be found on Twitter at Lord Neptune. Our other host, Amelia Antrim, can be found on Twitter at Ginger Reckoning. Music for this episode is used with a Creative Commons license or with permission from the podcast they originated from. Further information can be found within the show notes. Our main theme music is Hero Remix by Steve Combs and is used with a Creative Commons license. This podcast is owned by us under Creative Commons. This episode was edited by Ryan Bolter. Further information for the game systems used and today's guests can also be found in the show notes. If you like the systems discussed and wish to purchase them, links to the products can be found in the show notes. Also, check the notes or the website for cool stuff to go with each character, such as dice or mixtapes. Thanks for joining us, and remember, we find that the best part of any role-playing game is character creation. So go out there and create some amazing people. We will see you next time.
Now we gotta read some show blurbs.
Show blurbs.
Show blurbs.
Show blurbs.
Show blurbs. Character Creation Cast is hosted by the One Shot Podcast Network. If you enjoyed our show, visit oneshotpodcast.com, where you'll find other great shows like System Mastery.
System Mastery is a delightful stroll through the history of role-playing games. Except the games are terrible, and the hosts are real jerks about everything. Join hosts Jeff and John as they explore the weirdest games ever made to talk about what worked, what went wrong, and which Silverhawk was the best. It was Hot Wing, don't even add us. Find their shows at systemmasterypodcast.com or oneshotpodcast.com.
Finally,